I wanted to make this video for you today as I share with you our little vegetable garden update. You know, I've shared with you before that me and Donald are here on a little less than a quarter and just a tad more than a third of an acre lot in the city, and we've been here for quite a while. Now, we've had a garden every year we've ever lived here. We've had a little garden somewhere on this lot that produces tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, and a handful of other little vegetables that we enjoy every year. Now, it never ceases to amaze me how we can take these tiny seeds that we plant, just these little seeds, and put them in the ground, and they grow us a large amount of vegetables. It never ceases, that miracle never ceases to amaze me every year. I'm so excited to pick out what we want to grow, to put them in the ground or start them in little seed trays, be able to put those out there in our garden and see all the beautiful things that come out of that garden. Just this little bit of effort with these tiny little seeds, these rewards. And here's all the seeds that I planted this year. I've got them right here. Now, you probably watched my video, if you have, where we planted our seedlings and they got attacked by a blackbird. He came out here and ate a lot of our seeds. I didn't let that discourage me. I got out right on it and reseeded everything. And we did have some beginnings, some little seedlings that we could put in our garden this year. Now, this is our little garden plot. I've shared it with you before. The sun's come out now. It was slightly overcast today. And we did get a little bit of rain. Not much really to add up to anything, but we did get a little bit of rain. Right here's our little garden. We've got it gated because we have grandchildren that play in the yard, and it helps keep balls and different things out of the garden. And so that's what we have. Now, right here on the right, there's some little flowers my little granddaughter planted last year. She planted them here, and they self-seeded. They came back this year, and she is very happy about that. That's the black-eyed Susan vine. It's very pretty, and she really enjoyed it, and we're glad it's back. Over here, we put our zucchinis, and you can see we've got quite a bit of blooms on our zucchinis. These are the heirloom zucchini seeds that we just saved and we planted. We put a tomato right here because we had room for it, and we've got our little cucumbers. Our cucumbers have blooms, and we're excited to see those blooms because everywhere you see a bloom, there'll be a cucumber. And when those start growing, we'll keep those picked and we'll enjoy those. We've got more cucumbers here on the other side. You can see them planted down there. We've got basil and tomatoes planted here on this cattle panel. We've got a tomato here. We'll put a cage around that, and here are some more. Crookneck summer squash. There's some more tomatoes, some dill. Here are some more tomatoes. Now, make no mistake, this garden is small, but it produces a lot of produce. Last year I kept a tab. You can look in some of my old videos and find all those garden videos. I shared with you the days that I harvested. We weighed the produce that come in, and there was over 280 pounds, 287 pounds of food harvested from this little garden area that we've got right here. Now, you can say whatever you want to say. You know, people that have large gardens and large plots, that's wonderful for them. But you know, you're only responsible for what you do with what you have. This is what we have, and this is what we grow, what we need on it. We are not disappointed. We are never saddened that we put some seeds into a ground and harvested the produce that we've harvested here. We've had a garden every year, and it's been worth it. Now, I still have plenty of seeds starts that I have not put into this garden. There's a lot of basil right here that goes out in the front. There's a little bit of chamomile, some calendula, some herbs that I'm going to put out in the front garden. And this is the other little garden that we have, that we plant a lot of things for the kids. We did put some yellow squash out here because we love squash relish. And I have a video on how to make squash relish the way we've made it all my life. I have a video on that. So feel free to look that up on my channel and enjoy that video, how to make squash relish. It's really good. What we don't fry and eat, we make squash relish out of. I've got a little row right here. There are more tomatoes. There's the Tommy Toes that the little kids love to pick. They love to pick and eat them, and they love to pick and feed them to Grandpa. So there's plenty of those on here. I did not plant watermelon this year. This is a little green pumpkins. They may make something up here and they may not. There's some dill here. And there's a little bit of basil and nasturtium. Nasturtium has always been in my garden. It's a flower that I love to grow, and I love to use it to make tinctures. It's also medicinal, so I've always used that in my garden. All of these here are things that'll be planted out front, and I'm going to share with you when I plant the hanging baskets. I have been fighting that summer cold. It has not lasted as long as it has, I know, with other people that's had it. This summer cold has been quite something else. But it lasted me about a week. I kind of sound worse than I feel today, where my throat was sore for so long. I had this sore throat. But, you know, I drink a lot of herbal tea. Mint has really been a blessing at this time. I drank a lot of herbal tea mixtures that's helped the symptoms of this summer cold that I've had this year. But it's about to pass, and I've got to get back to business. I got a lot to do. I'm behind here in a few videos, and I'm behind in other things. But I'm feeling much better. And I remembered that I promised you a view of our little garden. And I didn't want to miss out on that garden tour and you being able to see all the things that are growing and blooming and coming right along in this garden. Now, we have some shade in this garden, and I'm glad, because I have friends that are having to buy shade cloth and shade over a lot of their plants. It'll be summer here before we know it. June 21st will be the first day of summer, and it is going to be hot. We've already had 98-degree days for several days at a time. That really takes a toll on a garden. But we've got ours in this little place, and we've got a lot around it. Our elderberries are planted around it now, and they get big, and they offer a lot of shade. So they're shading our little garden here and helping it grow, and it's getting an adequate amount of sun per day. So I'm pleased with that. Didn't have to buy any kind of shade cloth. We've had enough sunshine for the plants to grow, yet it's shaded enough that everything is not burning up, and that's a great thing. We hadn't had as much rain as we had in the past, and that's okay, because it seems like we've had enough to keep things going. We lovingly call this our little micro farm because we've got chickens. We gather our eggs. I've already gathered the eggs for today. We grow some things. We also have rabbits over here on the other side, and we just call it our little micro farm. I've got a few things that I forage. I let grow in my areas, and I forage those things as needed. Plantain, mullein, lemon balm, mint. Those are some things that I forage quite often. And there's many things in our little garden that we forage and that we use. We use what we have. It may not be a very big garden, but everything in it is used. And we take what we grow out of that little garden, and we eat it. We incorporate it into our life. There's not a lot wasted. And so we're really happy with the size of our garden. We don't need big equipment that takes a lot of gasoline, oil, and things like that. We have implemented the no-dig, no-till style of garden for this will be the third year that we've done that. And we have found that to be great. We have enjoyed that method of growing a garden, the no-dig, no-till, and it's been wonderful. It's the best style garden that suits us where we're at. And so if you haven't heard about that, we learned the no-dig, no-till method from Charles Dowling. He's got books out, and he speaks in some areas, so you can look his name up on the internet, and I'm sure you will find out all about him. But we purchased his book and we started a no dig, no till garden, and we have not regretted it. We have enjoyed growing this style of garden. I want to let, no matter who you are, where you're starting, I have been watching some videos on some people that have container gardens. They have little container gardens out on their patios and their decks, and I'm quite impressed with those. I have enjoyed those videos. Just research container gardening and just look at how creative and how wonderful people have got ideas and what they're growing on their little patios. You know, it's a wonderful thing to embrace, to use what you have, not to worry about what somebody else has, but use what you have, whatever that might be. If that's a patio and several pots, if that's a little plot out like we've got, no matter what it is, just plant those little seeds, and you'll be surprised at what you can harvest from just those little seeds, whether that be in a little garden, a little pot, no matter what it might be. Thank you for joining me here at Much Ado About Something. You know, I'm always glad when you come. I always try to share with you what I can, what's going on around here in the gardens. I wanted to share this vegetable garden with you today and inspire you that no matter what you have, no matter how much land, lack of land, or what you have, that you can grow something. If that's on a little patio, a little porch, no matter what it might be. Thank you for joining me. And like always, until next time.